Make sure to subscribe to Beef Universe.
So good. So good. The movie was cool until the end. That end shit was trash. That was trash. They made it seem like there was a second movie. Yeah, they did. I liked it better when we realized it wasn't actually a demon. Why do movies always have to have a cliche ending? But everybody. But okay, last recap.
And before he left, the
I love
great
this movie.
wizard Merlin
One of my
gave
favorite
his
movies,
greatest
man.
secrets to his 3 disciples, Balthazar, Veronica, and Horvath, so that they could win the war.
Yeah,
One night,
cliche was
Merlin
popular,
was
but I mean,
surprised by the
cliche
power-
would have been better if it just ended like, oh, we found out it's a bad guy, cool, or it's not actually a demon. Cliche ending. It was cliched, and they uncliched it, and then re-cliched it. That's why I need to be a director. If I was a director, I'd fix everything. But hey, I guess.
powerful Morgana, and just as he was about to defeat her, Merlin was surprised by Horvath, who freed one of Morgana's arms, allowing the sorceress to defeat the legendary wizard. The pair of Morgans then take the page of the resurrection of the deceased spell,
Folks
but are
talking about
stopped by
director
Balthazar.
dreaming. Yeah, go to
Before
hell,
the
buddy.
wizard can stop the traitor from escaping, he ends up being knocked down by Morgana, who prepares to finish him off. Trying to prevent her teammate from being eliminated, Veronica reflects the evil sorceress attacks, capturing her soul and imprisoning it in her own body. The problem is that Morgana is still trying to escape from Veronica's
That's
body,
good old
and
Agent
in
Snow.
order to save her friend's life, Balthazar decides to trap them both in a cursed receptacle. After the battle, shortly before his perishment, Merlin gave his
Sup, Kai?
pupil the dragon ring, saying that it would guide Balthazar to the child who would eventually become his successor.
You already
and
know,
the first
Pac. I
millennium.
know.
So
You
Balthazar
already
traveled all
know.
over the world in search of the child who could inherit the powers of the great Merlin and defeat Morgana, otherwise humanity would be destroyed. Hundreds of years later, in New York City, David wakes up for another day at school, where he takes his class on a field trip to the Statue of Liberty.
So good.
During the expedition, the young man decides to give Becky a romantic note, but before he can retrieve the object to read his friend's reply, the paper ends up being blown away by the wind.
No.
Desperate, David runs around the city trying to retrieve his love letter, and after traveling through much of the area, the student arrives at a deserted street, where he finds his note stuck on the door of a mysterious store.
I thought we were
As he
locked in,
walks
but it
through
seems
the
like you're
door,
not as locked as
David
me.
realizes that the
But
place is a
shout out
store
to you, bro.
selling ancient artifacts and is surprised by Balthazar.
Balthazar.
Upon realizing the great coincidence
Bro, I
that
love
brought him
Nicolas
to his
Cage,
store,
bro.
the man reveals the dragon ring to the young man and explains that he can keep the magical item if he manages to connect with it. With that, the wizard places the metallic dragon in the young man's hand,
Bro,
at
you're
which point
trolling.
the object begins to move on its own, attaching itself to one of its new owner's fingers. Noticing that he has finally found the first Merlinian, Balthazar feels extremely relieved and asks David to wait for him while he searches for a second gift, his own book
I've
of
never seen
charms.
Ghost Rider before.
Quickly, the man runs down to the basement of the establishment, and while he waits, the boy continues to analyze his new ring. At that moment, David notices that his spells are manipulating some object around him, and by repeating the same movement, the young man destroys part of the wall of the room, making him find Balthazar's magical doll. Thanks to the fall, a huge number of cockroaches begin to emerge from the arcane receptacle, and after uniting, the insects turn into Horvath, who is finally free of his curse.
We gotta watch it,
Now
K.
that
We're
he
gonna
has
add it to the
returned,
movie list.
The evil sorcerer prepares to
Officially
eliminate
added.
David, but is quickly hit by Balthazar, who throws him towards
You
the
remember
roof.
this? Sorcerer's
Soon
Apprentice
after,
is so
the man
good.
tries to retrieve his magic doll, but before he can trap the traitor again, Horvath manages to grab his staff and uses it to strike his opponent, allowing him to break free. Despite this, Balthazar doesn't give up, and sets off furiously
You've
towards
never
his
seen
enemy,
this? What?
who tries
It's
to
so
eliminate him
good.
with various destructive spells. During the fight, David runs to get away from the confrontation, and looks at the magic doll, which shows the face of yet another sorcerer, who will be freed if the receptacle is opened again. While they exchange several blows, Horvath tries to gain an advantage. The man controls one of the swords in the place with his magical powers, and tries to eliminate his former teammate. To avoid being hit by the man, the sorcerer takes one of his ancient shields and uses it to immobilize the sword and knock Horvath down. Seizing his chance, Balthazar tries to fire his electric spells at his enemy, who uses his flaming powers to set the whole place on fire while trying to escape. David ends up being caught by Horvath, but before he can retrieve the receptacle, the man is grabbed by his opponent, who orders the young man to flee as quickly as possible. At that moment, one of the ancient urns falls to the ground, and in order to end the fight once and for all, Balthazar grabs Horvath's arm, causing both wizards to be sucked into the object. Desperate, David runs outside, and after throwing the doll away, he is found by his teacher, and tells her everything
he pees
he has
himself.
just
I
witnessed.
forgot.
Believing that
Oh.
her student may be lying, The woman goes to find out what is going on, but noticing that the store is completely normal, she orders
This
the boy
probably came
to
out
stop
in what,
making
like,
up
I think
stories.
2011?
Thanks to this, all the students start making fun of the young man, who feels extremely ashamed.
Who doesn't
and
love a
doesn't
good
even
magic
realize
bro,
that the
though?
wizards are actually
Magic
trapped
movie.
inside the magic urn. 10 years later, David is preparing to
My
present his
boy.
latest scientific invention, but at that
Really, you don't
moment,
remember it?
the
Bro,
wind
I watched
knocks
the movie a
over
couple
all
times.
his
Like, I fuck
papers,
with this
so
heavy.
that he has to run around the place to retrieve them. In doing so, David runs into
I gotta
Vicky,
take a
his
piss,
old
guys.
childhood crush,
I'm off
and
this after this.
school,
All right, yo.
the young people walk together through the city,
not supposed to
and the
stay
girl
here.
reveals
The
that she
fuck?
is working at the university
But I
radio
love it
station.
here.
During the conversation, a large
This is
bolt
good
of
snow right
lightning
here, yo.
strikes the building's tower, and noticing that all the
She was in
establishment
I Am Number
systems
4.
have been
Have y'all seen I Am Number
compromised,
4?
David offers to
We gotta
fix
watch
them,
a recap.
and after getting the radio signal flowing again, he leaves.
And we went 4 for 4.
Far
4
away,
hours on
an
that
elderly
trash.
couple notice that one of their decorative
4 hours
urns
on
is
JC.
moving on its own, and before they can throw the antique away, they are surprised by Horvath, who
Horvath.
finally manages to break free. Realizing that he was the first to escape from the cursed prison, the sorcerer
Percy
throws the
Jackson.
object out of the window
good.
so that he can eliminate Balthazar, but the man wastes no time and holds onto one of the edges of the building, preventing himself from falling.
Facts.
Now
Facts.
that he's free,
One
Horvath
of my
sets off
favorites.
towards David's apartment, while Balthazar runs to the top of one of the buildings and uses his spell to bring one of the decorative metal birds on the terrace to life, gaining a new monstrous pet. Upon arriving home, the university student is greeted by the evil sorcerer, and noticing that the young man won't tell him the location of the receptacle, he decides that he will eliminate him. Desperate, David tries to flee the scene, and so that he can capture his target, Horvath summons a group of macabre wolves, who begin to chase
Like,
the
why
young
did you have
man
to tell us the breed of the wolves, bro? Just say a group of wolves. Nigga said macabre wolves. Thank you for that, bro. Niggas be always doing everything that sounds smart, but that's just so annoying.
the streets
Just say
of the city.
wolves, bro.
In a few seconds, the
What is a
magical
macabre
animals manage
wolf?
to corner the university student, but before they can eliminate their target, they end up being transformed into puppies by Balthazar, who appears
If he would have
riding his
said
large metallic
great
bird.
macadamia
Furious,
puppies, I
Horvath
would have left
tries
this
to hit
video.
David with his attacks, but is stopped by the sorcerer, who
Oh,
casts a time
nice.
deceleration spell on his opponent, allowing him to rescue the young man. Now that they are reunited, Balthazar
Macabre.
explains that
That
his
was the
former
breed?
teammate intends to free all the
Macabre.
Morgans from the magical receptacle, and if that happens, the whole world
I'm
will be
hungry,
destroyed
guys.
by these evil beings. Despite this,
It
David
might be a
refuses
bagels
to
peanut
continue
butter
being
type of
part
night.
all this madness, and on hearing this, the sorcerer pulls the young man's dresser out onto the terrace and takes the draconic ring that the university student has been keeping all this time. Balthazar proposes that the young man help him in the fight against Horvath, and tells him that once they have prevented the world from being destroyed by the evil beings, he can go on with his life as normal.
Oh, were
On
we?
hearing this, David accepts the proposal, and the wizard begins a tracking spell, using the clouds to
I know. I don't want to eat, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm down here for the fold on some shit, boy. I don't give no nigga balls, man. Wait, didn't somebody say that in my game? Oh, he did. Can somebody dict that word for me so I can remember what the word is? It's like unaware, right? Can somebody dict macabre? Let me see how I do it again. Oh God, I'm gonna fold. Yo, Yusuf Khalil. Yo, Yusuf Khalifa. Appreciate the follow, bro. Look at the stream, man.
reveal the location of the receptacle. With that, Balthazar notices that the object is in the center of the city,
know that
and
last-
so that they don't attract too much attention
You're
with his
right, I do
metallic
know it,
bird,
but I
he
can't
decides
stutter,
to retrieve his
dickhead.
car, allowing the pair to travel through the city peacefully. Meanwhile, Horvath arrives at the old arcane store and uses his powers to rewind the events of the past, where he discovers that the doll was taken by an old lady who took the object
Road
to
to
Chinatown.
5.5 on
During a
God,
big
shout out to
festival in the
you.
Chinatown area,
Yeah, we close.
Balthazar asks
Yeah, we
David
close
to
to
wait
6K,
for him
really.
outside, while he enters one of the buildings
Real
looking
soon,
for the
y'all.
receptacle, and on entering the place, he is greeted by the old woman who had collected the doll. When he comes across the lady, the sorcerer realizes that it's actually Horvath, and throws him to the other side of the establishment. Now that he
Damn.
has been discovered, the traitor reveals that he has managed to free another of his evil allies, and looking back,
Damn.
Balthazar ends up being surprised by Sunloke, one of the magical demons, who tries to hit him with hundreds of acupuncture needles. Quickly, the wizard uses his jacket to block the projectiles, and then hits the man with a thrust, causing him to be thrown through the window of the building, landing right in front of David. Frightened, the university student tries to flee the scene, and in order to eliminate his target, Sunloke transforms the festival dragon into a real
Oh, I
creature,
forgot about this.
leaving all the pedestrians completely
I heard
terrified.
bagels, so my fast came
Noticing the
running.
danger
Shit,
his
I'm about to get a
apprentice is
bagel.
in,
I'm so
Balthazar
tired.
manipulates
How long
the
have I been live
confetti
for?
to
9
stun the
hours?
monster. blocking his
I'm
vision
about to
and
get a
allowing
bagel.
David
I
to
hope
get
there's
away
more
from the
food
place.
upstairs. I ain't gonna lie.
Despite
I ate
this,
all day.
Sun
I haven't
Lobe
ate since like
continues
the
to pursue
morning. I
his
only had a
target,
bagel in the
causing the
morning.
dragon to destroy a large part of
I
one of
need
the
something
buildings
to
on the
eat.
site while trying to capture the university student.
I gotta
Now
wake
that
up
he has
early
managed to
though. Why do
chain
I keep
Horvath
waking
in
up,
one of the
staying up
apartments,
late? I gotta wake up
Balthazar
early to get
rushes
these
over to his
YouTube videos
apprentice
out,
and orders
bro.
him to try and concentrate in order to defeat the creature.
I'm low-key gonna upload
Desperate,
all of these
David
recaps too.
climbs the
That's
stair,
3 free
and
videos.
after
Fuck it.
reaching the top, he hits the dragon with a flaming
Yeah,
spell,
get to it,
allowing
David.
his master to hit Sun Lobe with his
Hey.
fireball, causing the monster to be completely destroyed. So that they can continue their mission, Balthazar says they need a new hiding place, and the young man reveals that they can use his workshop to hide from Horvath.
Respect to God.
Now
Thank
that
you,
they
bro.
are safe, the
You wanna
wizard
fuck with
hands
me,
his
man?
book
Tap
of
in with
charms
my
to his
YouTube.
apprentice,
I don't really care
and
about all
after
my other
conjuring
socials. I just care about the
initiation
YouTube. I ain't
ritual,
gonna lie to you. Whenever I'm damn near gonna change that command to only pop up my YouTube. I really don't care about any of the other socials besides YouTube, bro. Maybe get an edited job. What do you mean? Thank you, Yusuf. I appreciate that. Much love. Shit, if you want to join up that Discord too, that Discord on bro, so I don't talk to him. Thank you, bro. Okay.
he begins his magical training.
Maybe
Despite
get an editor
Balthazar's
job. I
demonstrations,
thought about
David
becoming
remains
like a
lost,
cameraman for
having
like
his
a
spells hit him again and
like
again
another
as he
streamer or
tries to
something.
control his powers. Soon after, the
only
young man manages
cause
to learn
niggas
how to
know
reflect
that my
flaming
mom be tripping
spells,
and shit like that
but
and
his
trying to
tutor
kick me out and
wastes
stuff
no
like that.
time and starts hitting him with his electric coils, so that his apprentice can get used to dodging attacks. Far from there, Horvath goes to Drake's building, one of the last remaining Morgans on the planet, who
On
makes
God,
a
I'm gonna
living
be
as a
editing.
successful magician.
I
and
got like
so that they
6,
can
7
capture
videos
the
to edit, bro.
university student,
But it's
the two
fine. We gonna
decide
get
to
them done
team up.
tomorrow and get them all
Later,
out.
David and Becky are
Gotta get
walking
all the
together
TikToks
through
and
the
stuff out
subway
too. Don't worry.
station
We
when they
locked
are
in, y'all.
suddenly accosted by a criminal, who runs off with the young woman's belongings. Annoyed, the sorcerer's apprentice decides to chase the
You
bandit.
let a nigga take
and
your
after
girl
using
bag?
his ring to deactivate the exits, he tries to
Yeah,
attack
fight
him
for your
with his
girl.
fire spells. The problem is that David still doesn't have full control of his power and ends up setting fire
You be
to one of the
doing it
dumpsters.
a lot,
Despite
maybe
this,
just a hobby.
the young man manages to take advantage of the criminal's
talking about?
distraction to hit him with the object, knocking him out and allowing him to recover Becky's belongings.
Yeah.
With that, the girl
Listen.
thanks her friend.
Him getting the purse back just gave him 10,000 aura points. She is dripping right now. Dead serious. Okay.
For his help.
Oh, like a
and
side
after
job? I
arranging
thought
a
about doing it for a
meeting in his
side job.
laboratory, she leaves. The next day,
I know
Balthazar
somebody gonna hit up because he was
continues
saying he
training his
want. I know
apprentice,
somebody who
but
was
when he
saying they
notices that
want.
Becky has just arrived,
They
he
want
decides
somebody to
to
do their
leave
clips
so
for
that the
them.
university students
And I was
can study
like,
in peace.
and he said he was paying somebody at first like $300-$400 to do it. And the dude who was doing it before, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but he was trash. I'm like, what? I could do this way better. I'm making that easy money. What? I was like, I might do it, but then I have to actually watch his streams and actually pay attention. I'm doing my own thing. I'm streaming my own shit. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I could, but I'm not trying to do that. I ain't gonna lie.
At the end of his studies, David decides to show his newest invention to his friend, where the Tesla coils start to play music amidst all the electrical discharges. In the morning, the university student
Bro, this
accompanies
bitch-
Becky to class.
This bitch be
but
good.
before
No,
leaving,
the
he
recaps are
decides to
fire.
go
I ain't
to the
gonna lie.
bathroom and ends up
I
being
just watched
found
3
by Drake.
movies today, pretty
After
much.
pin-
I pretty much just watched 3 movies. Movie recaps are probably one of the greatest things to ever exist on the planet.
The young man to the wall and making fun of his powers, the evil sorcerer orders him to try and hit him with all his strength, but nothing happens, as David still doesn't have full
He
control
on some
of his
Zest
magic
Fest
ring.
shit.
At that moment, Horvath appears on the scene, and before he can eliminate the young man, he is surprised by Balthazar, who levitates Drake's body in the air and throws him against the lockers. David's tutor quickly casts one of his spells on the bathroom mirror and tries to trap
Hey,
his
shout out them
opponent in it.
Korean movies though,
As a
for them
result,
bitches be
the
decent.
wizards fight in front of the magic
Oh,
board.
Steph, y'all been watching
And
Alice in
noticing that
Borderland.
Drake is about to hit his master. David warns Balthazar,
Oh God, them bitches be
dodges the
fire.
attack, causing Horvath to be thrown into the mirror. Soon after, the
I like
man
watching
knocks out the
movies.
evil Morgan with his impulse
Yeah,
magic.
I like doing that too.
allowing
If the
pair to
movie's
escape
confusing,
safe and sound,
I like watching
while
recaps on stream just because it's literally like we just watched the movie pretty much. So we can't obviously watch movies all the time, but we do need to finish the match dead ass tomorrow, maybe. Tomorrow we dead ass are playing RL Craft. I'm not trolling. Like seriously, after JC, that's gonna be the next thing we're doing. Right into RL Craft. Dead serious. Tomorrow we going right after just chatting straight into RL Craft, and then we gonna play Sims 2. Anything else I want to do, we'll figure out after. Serious, I mean it.
Horvath waits until someone can
I'm not
free
just
him
saying
from
it.
the arcane prison. Later, Horvath and Drake go to the local
Damn, a
university
10 spin
and
fuck. That's that
hypnotize the
TikTok
attendants
brain.
So that they can
Y'all
discover
gotta get
the
off that
location of
TikTok
David's
brain, man.
laboratory. Now that they are safe, Balthazar explains to his apprentice about Morgana's
Matter of
plans.
fact, I gotta
and
update that TikTok command too. I'll do that later, bro. I'll do it right now while we watch this.
tells him that in order to stop the evil woman, they will have to practice more and more. Despite this,
JC,
the
30
university
minutes?
student
Fuck
claims that he had
no.
arranged to meet Becky.
JC
and
needs to
asks
stay
his
for the
master
whole
to go for a
stream. You know
walk
I'ma
while
just
he has
chatter.
some time alone with his friend. Now that he is alone on the premises, David begins to use his spells to manipulate the objects around him, allowing him to clean much more efficiently.
See, this is why this don't do justice, because you need to be here for this part of the movie. The music they played is so good, bro. Beef for just chatter. All my life, I'm a just chatter. He thinks he me or something. You just said anything. Like, why did you say that? Like, you had no reason to say that. You see what I'm saying? Niggas always want to fit in or say anything to fit in. Why did you say he think he me? Nigga, why did you say that? Y'all just be ever getting that urge to just twerk? I'm telling you, that shit be happening to me a lot. That shit is weird. You know this movie's the go-to movie. That gets you mad, Dreamy. Stop talking. Piss air. Dirty ass. Been waiting on RL since the gauntlet. Okay, stop it, Steffi. You've literally been asleep. And every time you come, it's like never o'clock. And I'm not playing RL at 3 a.m. You trying to gaslight me. Nah. Ain't no stop. You trying to gaslight me.
Advantage of the fact that he won't
Tom,
have to take
the
university.
Don't blame it on JC. Twerk while laying down.
To his laboratory.
Relax.
He realizes that the place is completely flooded.
The gauntlet, I was
the
up.
Then tries to
yeah.
order the bewitched
Shit, we all was
to
in
stop
that
moving,
bit going
but
crazy.
they ignore him and continue their cleaning around the facility. Desperate,
I do that when
the
I
young
lay down
man
all the time.
cancels his date with Becky.
Bro, when I stood up, I be thinking about twerking. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it's no gay shit.
Which,
I understand that fact.
Create a huge shock area around the water. In the middle of the confusion, the young man ends up falling off his coil, but before he can be electrocuted, David is saved by Balthazar, who disperses all the magic. Angry at everything his apprentice has caused, the man reprimands him, but the young man says he no longer wants to continue his training
where they lay on their stomach
leaves,
and bounce
as he
one
doesn't
cheek.
believe he really is the first Merlinian. A few
would have
minutes
no
later,
idea.
Balthazar realizes that David has returned to the lab, saying that he didn't want to hurt his master, but when he notices that the university student isn't wearing his ring, he realizes that this isn't his real student. Before he could react, the wizard ended up being hit by a magical attack from Drake, who had transformed into the young man to ambush his target, and after being thrown against one of the coils, he was trapped by the copper wires. At that moment, Horvath appears, and now that he has his receptacle in hand, he prepares to finish off his enemy.
Get him out of here.
Balthazar manages to free one of his arms, and after throwing his opponent away, he hits Drake with one of his spells.
Nice try, effort, notice.
Horvath tries to eliminate the man with his magic knives, but before his master can be hit, David arrives on the scene and uses his dragon ring to intercept the blades. Realizing that the young man has returned, the villains decide to flee with the receptacle and are quickly pursued by Balthazar and his apprentice. Realizing that they will need more speed, the wizards modify their cars, turning them into sports cars and making the chase even more chaotic. Trying to outwit them, Horvath uses his staff to put a spell on a large window in the middle of the street.
I don't respect anything Pac does besides going to the
in the
gym.
inverted
That
world.
fat ass nigga.
Annoyed, the wizard continues his pursuit, running madly along the roads while trying to reach one of the windows of the buildings, which are rapidly being destroyed by his enemy. Despite this, Balthazar advances towards a large piece of glass, passing through the portal just before the object breaks.
Next time Pac does he?
Now that they're back, they continue the chase, but when they notice the huge leap of their opponent...
Welcome back to another episode of Grand Theft Auto Thug Life. Dang, that's really my childhood, bro. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Damn. Nigga said I'm 0 for 30. Me too. I'm literally like 0 for 100.
The wizards get scared and are forced to flee. To help his master, David tries to convert the structure of the vehicle into something larger, but the car ends up being transformed into an old automobile, which is quickly defeated by Horvath, and now that they have managed to hit their opponents, the Morgans flee the scene. The next day, Horvath explains that he will need a great deal of energy to free Morgana, so the man decides to betray his assistant by using a spell to petrify him and steal his magic. That's why you just gotta do it. Fuck it. With this, the evil
never know unless you take that shot.
To free Abigail, the last prisoner in the container.
You'll never know unless you try.
Becky, and after they meet again, Horvath decides to eliminate her too, as he needs a lot of energy to free Morgana. A few hours later, the pair find the Morgans' hideout, but after separating from his apprentice, Balthazar ends up being caught by a shifting carpet spell.
Yo, Yusuf Khalifa, is your name happen to be named by the GOAT Mia Khalifa?
Buried if he stays there. The man tries to
Khalifa,
control
my
the
goat.
chains around him.
She
and
was like
uses
a
the
3-hit
decorations
wonder.
in the room to escape the
Yeah,
trap.
she really came in
Meanwhile,
back in the
David
day.
ends up
That's
being
funny as
surprised by
hell.
Horvath. He threatens to
Everybody was
eliminate
talking about
Becky
Mia
if the young
Khalifa.
man
She did
doesn't
3-4
give him Merlin's
videos
ring.
and she was
At
out
a
of there.
loss for what to do,
Bitch done made a
the
couple
sorcerer's
meals and
apprentice
left.
hands his magic
Funny as
ring to the
hell.
man, who
Oh
leaves
God, I gotta watch some
immediately
expert
afterwards.
thief, low key.
Upon discovering that Horvath has fled,
Wow,
Balthazar
he
decides
gave
to set
his
off
ring
towards the
up.
resurrection site to confront Morgana and orders
Wow.
David to remain in the building, as he won't be
That's
able to
true
use
though.
any of his spells.
That's real. You know
Despite
why?
this,
Because
the
David
young
was
man
like he
doesn't give up on
believed. He
helping
was
his
like he would have
master,
did the same
and after
thing.
meeting up with his friends,
That
they
nigga look like
attach one of
Corey
the
in the
Tesla
house.
coils to Balthazar's car
Unfortunately,
so that they can
nobody noticed that a
electrocute the
while
Morgans
back.
and
Y'all have the
deactivate
same
their
birthday.
powers.
So
In
your
the
name
city
isn't
center,
based on Mia
Horvath
Khalifa, but y'all have the
places
same birthday.
receptacle on
Y'all
the
might be
ground,
related.
And after casting his release spell,
She
the
mid
villain
as hell. I
manages
never
to
saw her
free
trash to
Morgana,
me. She was always
who
gave
reveals
me
that she has taken
mid-porn. She
possession
definitely
of
was
Veronica's
mid,
body.
right?
Now that she
She
is
bad.
free,
This good snow.
the
This
evil
good age
sorceress
and snow. I'm
orders her
telling you.
disciple to get rid of the
Mia
doll,
Khalifa is
while she
mid, but
prepares
it's
to
just
begin
funny
the
the
ritual
time.
of
Like she really
resurrecting
had the
the
game on lock.
deceased.
She had
Soon
some nice
afterwards,
titties
the
though. I'm gonna
wizards
be
use the
honest.
antennas on the
Them bitches
buildings
was
to
perfect
reflect
as
their
hell.
magical energy, and on
It was
noticing
probably
the
fake, but
traces
who
in the
gives a fuck?
sky, David asks Becky to go up to the terrace of one of the buildings so that he can interrupt the signal during the ritual.
She wasn't eating no
Balthazar
dick, no
tries to
sloppy
approach
way.
Morgana
She wasn't
without being
doing
spotted,
none. Mia
but
Khalifa
when he
Loki was
notices
high key.
that
I never
Horvath
really
is
watched.
about
I
to
probably
destroy
never
the
beat to Mia
receptacle,
Khalifa. If I'm
the
being
man
honest.
gives up hiding and saves
But
the
she
object
did. I
from the
definitely seen
flames.
her, obviously.
Quickly, Horvath hits his opponent with the magic staff.
Nah, she
and
Lebanese.
after
I'm
throwing him
Egyptian. No
away,
relation.
he
Damn.
uses a
Egyptian.
spell
That's
on one of
fire.
the
What the fuck?
statues in the area, causing
You're
the
probably the
golden
first
bull to
Egyptian
start
person I
moving
ever met on the
aggressively.
streaming shit. I
Desperate,
think damn near in
Balthazar
general.
flees through the streets while trying to dodge the creature's.
Now you're not slick, buddy. Why do you know so much about Mia Khalifa? Yeah, niggas be. Oh, Salma. Oh, I forgot about Salma. Oh my God. How you remember that? Now back to what's important. Why do you know so much about Mia Khalifa? Yeah, we caught another gooner, buddy. Yeah, you know
which
way
destroy
too much
several
about
cars
Mia
around the
Khalifa.
site. At that moment,
You a
Horvath
whitewashed
throws a
ass
letterbox
Egyptian,
towards
really.
his opponent, who is hit by
You
the
live in the
object,
U.S.?
causing him to be defeated
He's
in a
talking
few
about.
seconds.
I studied, bro.
Thanks to this,
Yeah, stupid ass.
Balthazar is quickly defeated by the sorcerer, and before finishing him
Grew up in
off,
the States and
the
the
man
UK, damn,
states
that's
that
fire,
the
bro.
ritual is almost complete.
And
At the
Egyptian,
center
damn.
of the circle,
I know you get all the
Morgana is
hoods.
getting closer and closer to
Not
completing
Tim Burton.
the
I forgot his
resurrection of the
name. Who?
deceased, causing hundreds of
The lady
evil
right there
spirits
is
to
a
start
hot-
roaming
is hot,
freely
that
in the
old.
world and invading the
Alright, so she
bodies
hot
of
though, for
thousands
sure.
of tombs across the planet. When all seemed lost,
Damn,
David
you living in
arrived on the
Dubai?
scene with
Damn,
his
rich
bobcat
guy.
and shot a bolt of lightning at Horvath.
Damn, rich
while the
guy. Can I
metallic
get like
eagle
you, big
captured the
bruh?
golden bull and took him far away. At the same time, Becky
wanna
manages
go to
deflect
Dubai one
one of
day.
the antennas from the buildings.
I done
causing
seen a
the
Twitter
ritual
post
to
the other
be-
day. It was some shit, right? And it was saying some guy had approached some girl and said he'll pay her money to have sex. The girl was like, "Fuck it, why not?" Right? So she decided to do it. Right? She was like, "Fuck it, no one's gonna know. I'm in a foreign country, whatever." So she went to go fuck. She went to the guy and apparently it was on a yacht. Apparently when she got to the yacht, 4 guys came out the cut and they all had their way with her. And they all just did it. They did it. Apparently they shit it in her mouth. They pissed in her mouth. They fucked her till she was throwing up. They fucked her till she was bleeding. All type of shit. And she just let it happen because she was trying to get the money. The guy paid her like 50 bandiums or something. And apparently she was super sad and suicidal because it wasn't worth it. Crazy as hell, bro. Crazy as hell. Only them citizens have benefits. I ain't one of them. You heard that story? I know that shit was crazy, right? You watched the new Solo episode? That shit was peak? Wait, so, I mean, this obviously true. Obviously, it's like how it's everywhere, but so only like the rich people be really having that crazy living in Dubai, right? And people be just having other like, not regular, but regular living, living regular everybody. Yeah, bro. Jim Woo straight aura farming. Chill. Tomorrow we gotta watch damn, I really no. Okay, from now on, starting today, if I say we doing something on stream, we doing it. That's serious, okay? Y'all gotta hold me accountable. I hate saying something and I don't follow through. Tomorrow, RL Craft and Sims. Dead serious. And we're going to watch Solo Leveling since we watched it together. The season 1. We will catch up season 2. And if we have time, we will finish the mask. No, do not say sure. Steffi, this is a new lead. Don't do me like this. Stop. Don't do me like this. You need to say, okay, I believe you. Because I'm serious. I'm serious. That arrives pretty weak in Japanese, but it was still pretty cool. Way harder in English. We gonna watch tomorrow. Only in Emirates, but I'm living good. I'm trying to go to Dubai. Stop, Steffi. Don't give me that pensive face. I'm serious, bruh. I'm serious. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna start believing me. I'm gonna be like, tomorrow, y'all, we're gonna go fly a plane. And y'all, oh my God, you gonna fly a plane. Y'all gonna start believing me. That's
interrupted and all the
No
zombies
Trojan.
around the world to be quickly disintegrated. Thanks to this, the villain ends up being knocked out by her own spell, and noticing that the evil sorceress is still in her partner's body, Balthazar decides to absorb Morgana's soul. In doing so, the sorcerer is quickly possessed by his opponent, who, after sucking all his energy, jumps out of his body, causing Balthazar to be knocked down instantly. Now that she is free, Morgana tries to finish off the trio with her flaming spells, but at that moment, David stands in front of his friends and manages to protect them from the wall of flames.
Go, David, go.
Realizing that the first Merlin is finally able to use magic without the aid of Merlin's ring, the sorceress is furious and hits Balthazar with her electric attacks. Worried, Veronica rushes to her teammates' aid, while David tries to hit Morgana with his plasma beams, but the young man ends up hitting the site's power cabin, causing the woman to run after him. Despite trying countless times, the sorcerer is unable to hit Morgana, as the villain manages to dematerialize all the time, and after dodging the young man's spells, she starts attacking him again and again. However, all of this is just a distraction, because during the fight, the power cables in the electricity booth come to life and head in their direction. Just as he is about to be finished off by the woman, David manages to launch his final attack.
Bro, you see what I mean, bro? Movies to start doing anything, bro. Like, why do movies do this every time, bro? This should be losing me. Like, what am I watching, bro? I'm watching a hologram, snake wires, hoes. Like, they start just doing anything. It should be trash, bro. How old is Jin Woo? He like 20. Yeah, he like 20, son. 20, son. What movie is this? Sorcerer's Apprentice? So good. Damn, it's 2:14. Damn. 2:14 p.m. It's 4 a.m. for me. Hey, come here. Them rental cars cheap. Really, rental cars cheap. When I get some serious money off all this content shit, especially YouTube, I'm finna go to Dubai. It's gonna be one of my first stream trips we take. Well, not my first stream trip, but it's gonna be definitely on stream, of course, obviously. Hey, don't be hating. Plot twists be fired. No, this isn't a plot twist. It's just like I love plot twists, but it's just random shit like that don't really be making sense. He look like 18 at the start of the show, so probably 18. Nah, he's older, I think, because he be taking care of his sister or some shit. But, you know, you can take care of your sister at 16.
Where the wires connect to the lampposts.
He did just look hella. He did just get hella.
Which begin to electrocute Morgana.
Damn, I want to watch Solo Leveling now, though.
Immediately afterwards,
I don't mean to be one of them guys, but I actually finished reading it.
At the woman, who begins to disintegrate, while all the energy in New York City is drained by David's spells. At the end of the fight, the young man realizes that Balthazar is no longer alive. But he doesn't give up.
Rent a Lambo for $500 a month?
Around him.
Excuse me?
The sorcerer's apprentice begins to electrocute his master so that his heart will beat again. After a few seconds, the man returns to consciousness, and now that the world has been saved by Merlin's disciples, David searches for Horvath, but the only thing he finds is the wizard's hat. Considering that the villain has escaped, the youngsters decide to celebrate their victory and plan their next trip.
Ronaldo Lover, appreciate that follow, bro. C! Can I get a C in chat, Ronaldo Lover?
Leave it in the